Sorry for the lengthiness. So here we are, chapter 3, part 2. It's just a little over a page remaining. When the sky began to turn a deep blue, Timothy roused himself and looked around. He said, with just an unfriendly glance at me, "If luck be, the flying fish will flop on the raft. We can save a few biscuit by eating the fish. Too, water is in the fish." I was hungry, but the thought of eating raw fish didn't appeal to me. I said nothing. Just before dark, they began skimming across the water, their short wing-like fins taking them on flights of 20 or 30 feet, sometimes more. A large one shot out of the water, skimmed toward us, and then slammed into the raft flooring. Timothy grabbed it, shouting happily. He rapped its head with his knife handle and tossed it beneath the shelter. Soon, another came aboard, not so large. Timothy grabbed it, too. Before total darkness, he had skinned them, deftly cutting meat from their sides. He handed me the two largest pieces. "Eat them," he ordered. I shook my head. Again, that idea of actions, these character actions speaking so loudly. He described how big Timothy was. When you're a bigger person, you need more food to sustain yourself. And so here, the first fresh food that they obtain, and it says, he handed me the two largest pieces. It speaks volumes about Timothy, and I hope you guys notice this in other books when characters are doing things like this. I shook my head. He looked at me in the fading light and said softly, "We will have no other food tonight. You best eat them, young boss." With that, he pressed a piece of the fish against his teeth, sucking at it noisily. Yes, they were different. They ate raw fish. I turned away from him, over on my stomach. I thought about Caraco, warm and safe, about our gabled house in Charlew, and about my father. Suddenly I blamed my mother because I was on this raft with this stubborn old man. It was all her fault. She'd wanted to leave the island. I blurted out, "I wouldn't even be here with you if it wasn't for my mother." I knew Timothy was staring at me through the darkness when he said, "She started this terrible war, eh, young boss?" He was a shadowy shape across the raft. And that's where chapter 3 ends. And so as you can see, a little bit of that racism that I mentioned is prevalent in Philip as well. And you even hear him in that chapter referencing some of the things that his mother had said. So, you know, personally, I think it's a poor display of character on Philip's part. And I hope that you guys are interpreting the character actions of that character we've been introduced to, Timothy, because he is just being a saint towards this kid. And I hope you guys notice that. Anyways, we'll continue tomorrow with chapter 4. I hope you guys are enjoying the story. Take care. Have a great day.